You have to keep in mind that the world order that we're in, the system that we're in, began in 1945. That was the end of the war, and we created the dollar as the world's reserve currency. But that's very important. So the dollar is the world's reserve currency, and the dollar became the great power, and the U.S. became the great power. But that power, in various ways, is declining something, and China, which is the red line, is rising as a power in a way that didn't happen in the post-World War II period. Russia was never an important economic power. It was a comparable military power, almost, but it never was an economic power. And so we have a conflict between the United States and China, and that conflict has economic and market implications as well. It means that there are 4 wars going on. There's a trade war. There's a technology war. There's a geopolitical war. And there could be a capital war. And those things have implications on all dimensions, but certainly economic and market implications. So these are the major factors. I've been going to China since 1984, and I follow it well. And I would say it's a remarkably accomplished place. And I would say that it's an important place to realize the power of that economic system. We could discuss it in the question and answer period. So when we look ahead, just for the next year or the next 2 years, these raise important questions. For example, you will ask, what will the implications of printing all of this money around the world be? What is the value of money? What money? What currency? What is a storehold of wealth? How do I protect my wealth? What is that storehold of wealth? Related to that, and the politics and the wealth gap, we'll have an election in the United States and around the world. Who will pay the expenses? What will that mean in terms of redistributions of wealth? These will have big bearings. Tax policy will have bearings, not just in the United States, but around the world. And then the implications of China. What does the New World Order look like in terms of independence? As we are having these conflicts, it means greater self-sufficiency. The leaders of those countries recognize that there are ways that the other country could hurt it. It could be tariffs, but beyond tariffs, it could be cutting off supplies of valuable things, cutting off technologies that the others want, or things that the others want, rare earth and the like. It could mean cutting off capital. In World War II, we saw, for example, that the United States cut off the supply of oil to Japan, and it cut off its money to Japan, didn't pay its debts. These have implications for capital flows. So this is the environment that we're in. There are things that I would emphasize to take away from that. First, the power of diversification the necessity of diversification is of paramount importance. There's a lot we don't know, right? And if you can reduce your risk without reducing your expected returns, it's great. And I discovered this principle, which I also call, sort of the Holy Grail. What's the Holy Grail of making money or investing? Have 10 or more, 15 good, uncorrelated investments. Yeah, the principle that you're referring is dreams plus reality, embracing your realities, knowing how to deal with reality well, and determination will bring you a successful life. And so and that's because as success is brought about by 5 steps. If you get these 5 steps right, you will be successful. And you don't have to do it alone. You can do it with the help of others. First, know what your goals are. Second, on the way to your goals, you're going to have your problems, your obstacles. Embrace your problems. Embrace your failures and learn from them. It's part of the journey. So, step 1, know what you're going after. What are your goals? Step 2, when you have your problems, use it as an opportunity to understand how reality works and how to interface with it well. And then diagnose, step 3, diagnose that problem to get at its root cause. And that root cause could be a weakness of yours. I mean, don't let your ego stand in the way. So, or a weakness of others or something. Look at it forthrightly, because nobody can be great at everything. And so embrace that reality and then know what it is. Realizing, by the way, that you don't have to be great at everything, because you can work with others who are great where you're weak. So, okay, diagnose it. Once you diagnose it accurately that that's your problem, then make a decision to design a way to get around that problem. That's step 4. What's your design to get around that problem? Quite often means you don't have to do it. Work well in partnership because others will help you. And then step 5 is push that to results. Do what you say you do. A lot of people have plans, but they don't follow through with the plans. And so if I was to give advice to young people, I would say make your work and your passion the same thing, and don't forget about the money part either. Don't work for money. Money has no purpose other than what it can buy. So don't make money itself your goal, but think about what your goals are. Like money at some point, it provides security. I can educate my children. I can have security. I can have freedom. And, so how much of that do you need? But don't let that become an obsession and lose your passion. And so if you can make your work and your passion the same thing, you'll be better at your work, and you'll love your work, and you'll love your life. But you can't ignore the money part. But the money part, don't make it the obsession. Make it what it's going to give you.